My name is Munir Ahmed. I am Secretary of the Management Committee of Bahrain Chapter of ICAP members. I welcome the audience on behalf of Bahrain Chapter of ICAP members, IOFI, BIBF, TAIF, and the Pakistan Club. Your presence on the seminar on poverty alleviation by empowering others will make this day memorable. On behalf of organizers, I warmly welcome His Excellency, the Honorable Ambassador of Pakistan to Bahrain, and our respectable guest, Dr. Muhammad Amjad Saqib, Chairman, Akhuwat Foundation, Mr. Mustafa Ansari, Secretary General of IOFI, and Engineer Rehan, Chairman of Pakistan Club. This is an honor for me to host the event in which Dr. Amjad Saqib is a keynote speaker. In Pakistan, he is the only person of his stature who is uncontroversial and respected everywhere. Moving forward, I would like to call upon His Excellency, the Ambassador of Pakistan to Bahrain, Mr. Muhammad Ayub. During his tenure in the Foreign Services of Pakistan, he has held various diplomatic assignments at Pakistan's mission abroad, including Cairo, New York, Brussels, EU, and London. At the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Ayub served as Deputy Director, Southeast Asia Pacific, Director, Arab Affairs, and Director, Europe. Please welcome His Excellency, the Ambassador of Pakistan, Mr. Muhammad Ayub, for welcome remarks.
Thank you. Very quiet evening. It will be quiet event as well. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Amjad Saqib, founder, chairman, Akhuwat Foundation, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all present here. And those joining us virtually. I would like to thank the organizers, AOFI, BIBF, ICAP Bahrain Chapter, TAIF, Pakistan Club, for putting this event together to honor Dr. Amjad Saqib, a former civil servant and a leading social mobilizer. Speaking on behalf of Pakistani community in Bahrain, Dr. Saqib, we welcome you very warmly. It's a time for us to also acknowledge and appreciate the remarkable work done by the Akhuwat Foundation as a major non-governmental organization working for poverty alleviation through interest-free microfinancing based on Qarz-e Hasana. It is pleasing to note that Akhuwat has been able to change the lives of more than 5.4 million people and disperse $80 billion with an impressive recovery rate of over 99%. I have learned that Dr. Saab was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize this year, and we Pakistanis in Bahrain congratulate you on this nomination. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistanis are one of the most charitable nations in the world. Pakistan is also the home of some of the world's leading charitable organizations. Moreover, our people also give direct donations to needy individuals and families. And we draw our motivation to give from our great religion, Islam. Charity for Muslims is not an option, it is a must. The Quran reminds us that the needy and the deprived have a recognized right to our wealth. We also believe that those who give do the most profitable trade with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. and the giver is rewarded in plenty in this world and the hereafter. While our brothers and sisters living in Pakistan leave no stone unturned to help their countrymen in their hours of need, our diaspora does not stay away behind. Pakistani overseas have always contributed to the uplift of Pakistani society. In addition to vitally important remittances, the hearts of Pakistanis are always open for the acts of kindness. In natural disasters, such as floods, earthquake, or pandemic, Pakistanis come forward with national fervor to help alleviate the sufferings of their countrymen. Such a diaspora is a key factor contributing to private social investment in Pakistan. As per one study, the share of overseas Pakistanis grows to 30% of the social sector investments in Pakistan. For example, Pakistanis in Bahrain last year sent remittances of nearly 540 million US dollars in just last month. Ladies and gentlemen, while doing charity, it is important to ensure that our contributions do not fall into the wrong hands, but go only to trustworthy, well-reputed organizations and are channeled through means which are transparent, accountable, verifiable, and auditable. We also need to see that charity contributes to the overall poverty alleviation and sustainable development goals, in addition to meeting the urgent needs of individuals. There is a universal realization that overseas philanthropy should be funneled into areas of high social priority: poverty alleviation, education, and human development, and the building of social capital and research. Philanthropy is evolving in to meet new challenges. In today's world, monetary transfers consisting of remittances and cash donations are merely one component of how overseas can contribute to their countries. The diaspora population could play a significant role in transferring skills and knowledge, best practices, and expertise, and maintaining strong people-to-people contacts. Pakistani community in Bahrain has a good reputation for capitalizing resources from Pakistan, promoting made in Pakistan, nurturing and mentoring Pakistani talent, and establishing them in Bahrain to become a valuable asset of the country. I hope that the new generations of Pakistani in Bahrain will build upon the traditions of their elders. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, it is important to remind us how small steps and initiatives can go a long way in changing the lives of millions of people. Each one of us can make a difference. Let us play our part, big or small. True, we cannot help everyone, but at least everyone can help someone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, His Excellency. Now the moment has arrived to listen to the success story of Akhuwat Foundation directly from its chairman, respectable Dr. Amjad Sahib. There are many references to his introduction, and I would need a couple of hours to completely introduce him. But due to shortage of time, I will give just a brief introduction. दर्द दिल के वास्ते पैदा किया इंसान, वरना ताद के लिए कम न थे करोगियां. Humans are created to help others. Otherwise, angels were sufficient for obeying. Akhuwat is the largest interest-free microfinance program in the world. And the program has disbursed rupees 185 billion to 5.5 million underprivileged families in Pakistan. In the banking world, it cannot be imagined that any bank can recover 99.99% of loans, but Akhuwat has proved it. The media conspires that most Pakistanis are involved in corrupt practices, but he has a different opinion and always highlights the brighter side of the society. He has also launched Pakistan's first free university, Akhuwat College University, which is open to talented students from across Pakistan, as admissions are based solely on merit. Dr. Saqib has received worldwide recognition for his divine work for society. He is awarded with Raman Magsaysay Award 2021, popularly known as Asia's Nobel Prize. The Islamic Economy Award, awarded by the Crown Prince of Dubai, and Thomson Reuters the Commonwealth's 31st Point of Light Award, bestowed by Queen Elizabeth II, and the Social Entrepreneur of the Year Award, presented by the World Economic Forum and Schwab Foundation. He has been the recipient of Sitara Imtiaz, a coveted award granted by the President of Pakistan. He is the author of 9 books and an acclaimed speaker who has spoken at the UN, Harvard, Oxford, and Cambridge. Please join me to welcome Dr. Amjad Saqib.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for such a kind introduction. His Excellency Muhammad Ayub Sahab, Office Bearers of BIBF, Offi Janab Saeed Bhatt Sahab, Engineer Rihan Sahab, Chairman Pakistan Club, my very old dear friend Mr. Umar Mustafa Ansari, Rizwan Sahab, and a very old stalwart, our friend Mr. Bilal Sahab, बहुत से और सुहेब साहब, बहुत से मेहरबान बैठे हैं, कुछ हमारे दोस्त यूके से तशरीफ लाए हैं, और एक बेटी है सारा मुबशर, meeting her after 14 years. We worked together. जब मैं कुछ देर के लिए लम्स में सिविल सर्विस से मैं इस्तीफा देकर लम्स में पढ़ाने लगा, छोटा सा काम, so she was with me. So if everybody can understand Urdu, I will be speaking in Urdu, but there are some participants and I don't know. Okay, so I will, be talking in English. Thank you very much again. But ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by saying that poverty is poison and poverty is pain. How unfortunate that 2 billion people in this world live less than $2 a day. And there are plenty of people who don't even have people to count their wealth. So you, me, everybody who has his heart on his right side, who is compassionate, and who believes that one day he has to present himself or herself before Allah Almighty, he will find some moments that why this disparity, and how can we play our role. So Akhuwat is an attempt to play
collective role to fight against miserable situation which we are seeing around us. Our vision is yes. The vision of the organization is a poverty-free society built on the principles of compassion and equity. But more important than vision is the philosophy. That how did we build this vision? I'm sure everybody of us knows about the glorious tradition of Mawakhat in Medina said by our Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. I would like to remind you once again this glorious tradition. 1450 years ago, Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, migrated from Mecca to Medina. He was accompanied by his friends, and because of this journey, those people who were rich enough, respectable enough, they got poor. So in a new city of Medina, they wanted to build their life, but they were not beggars. They didn't want to become beggars, and they resolved to build their own lives by hard work. But the most important thing, that they were financially excluded. They didn't have enough material resources to initiate a business or start their life afresh. Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, presented a unique idea. He said those residents of Medina who are prosperous enough should take care of these immigrants from Makkah. So the residents of Medina were called Ansars, the helpers. And those people who came after 300 miles journey of deserts in love of their faith, they were called immigrants or Mahajir. So a bond of solidarity and love was established between these two haves and have-nots. The Ansars were asked that one person should take care of one person from the Muhajirin. And this incident in the history of Islam is called as Mawakhat in Medina. And Mawakhat is an Arabic word which means brotherhood. So first bond of solidarity was established between haves and have-nots. And a way was shown that if in a society there are two segments of haves and have-nots, and if haves take hold of have-nots, enter into a bond of solidarity and love, we can eliminate or at least alleviate poverty. So those people, the Muhajirin, became successful entrepreneurs and businessmen because of the support offered by the residents of Medina. Ladies and gentlemen, now the question is Mawakhat Medina an isolated instance in history? We pondered and pondered and pondered, and ultimately came to this conclusion that this is not only an isolated instance. Mawakhat, in fact, is a way of life. It is a philosophy. It could be replicated even 1450 years ago. Rich and poor, Ansar and Muhajirin. If Ansar and Muhajirin are metaphor of rich and poor, still there is a possibility that we can establish the same bond of love, care, giving, compassion between these two sections. For example, if in Pakistan there are 50% people who are have-nots and 50% who are haves, who stops us to repeat this tradition, to replicate this tradition, to follow the Sunnah of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him? And if we expand 4 billion people in this world, if they extend their hands and decide and resolve to support the 4 billion underprivileged and marginalized people, still there is a possibility of building a better world. A world where every child goes to school and a poverty-free society on the basis of compassion and equity. So we derive our vision from this philosophy. And whatever we have been able to achieve, as mentioned, that around 1,000 million US dollars serving 5.5 million families throughout Pakistan. This is in fact the victory of an idea. We don't take any credit. This the 5,000 employees of Akhuwat have done this miracle. This is in fact the victory of an idea. And always history gives this testimony that whenever there is a great idea, there is always a success. So this is very brief overview that where we derive. Rizwan साहब, आप कुछ मदद करेंगे? I'm sorry, I'm not good in technology. I think it's better if I give you an example narration of the whole story of Akhuwat. So this, as I have mentioned, is the vision and the philosophy. But let me narrate you a story. It's always good to listen to stories. Stories are inspiring. And stories give us a new direction. How did Akhuwat start? Year 2001. I was sitting in my office. Suddenly, there is a knock at the door. The door opens and enters a lady. A very desperate situation. Tears in her eyes. She came.
Oh, audience will not listen.
Okay. She came and sat in front of me. She told me that only a few days ago she lost her husband. She said that I have 4 children and now I'm extremely worried that what would be their future. She said that I'm in need of some help, but I'm not a beggar. Can you give me 10,000 rupees, which is around $100 at that point of time? I would like to purchase 2 sewing machines, work on those machines, and then I will return you that $100. I was a little bit amazed because she insisted that she will not accept charity. She is not a beggar. She can't compromise on her self-respect. She said that if your sister, your brother asks you $100 or $200, you give it. And then you get back only those $100 or $200. You don't take anything more than that. So this is, she told me, called Qarz Hasan, benevolent loan, which is a practice. So she said that you give me a benevolent loan of $100, I will work hard. Maybe that changes the destiny of my family and I will return it to you after 6 months. We managed to collect $100, presented it to her. She went away. But I doubted that she would come back or not. After 2 days, I forgot this event, but she didn't. Exactly after 6 months, somebody again knocked at the door of my office. The door opens and enters the same lady, smiling, hopeful, with optimism. She sat on the same chair in front of me and told that you were not expecting me to come back, but I'm here. Then she said that I purchased, as per my promise, 2 sewing machines, worked hard, earned money. My children started going to school, and I earned so much money that I was able to marry one of my daughters. With little bit tears in her eyes, she said that before that machines, there was no food, insufficient food for my children. But after that, we had complete food at the end of the day. Then she opened her wallet and returned me those $100, 10,000 rupees, smiling. And then she asked me that I want to give you an advice. I was already bewildered, extremely happy and delighted that that lady proved me wrong. Because I doubted on her intentions and I thought that she would not come back. But I was happy that I am proved wrong. So I was mesmerized by her presence. She gave me 10,000 rupees. Even that was enough for me. A great lesson. But she said that, please don't put this 10,000 rupees back in your pocket. This is a blessed amount. Please give it to somebody else. Whosoever will get this money will be successful in life. So that was a very, very historic moment, inspiring moment. So we thought that if we had many 10,000 rupees, we can be instrumental in changing lives of many such people. So ladies and gentlemen, that was the beginning of the world's largest interest-free Qarz Hasan program. I shared this story with few of my friends who collected 200,000 rupees and started going to the different localities in Lahore, the poorer localities, and started finding such people who were not beggars, who wanted to move ahead in life, who didn't have money, who had the skills, who had the passion to work hard, who wanted to change their lives, and who wanted to send their children to school, but they lacked money. So we started giving them this small amount of money on the principles of Qarz Hasan and on the philosophy of Mawaqat Madina, embracing people, establishing a bond of love and solidarity, ensuring people that they are not alone. There are many other people in the society who are willing to support. So it's a long story, spanned over 21 years. There were many ups and downs, many challenges, difficulties, issues. But at this point of time, having traversed this journey of 21 years, we have been able to prove to the world that Mawaqat is still a philosophy which can change the destiny of people, which can change a society, which can inspire us to make a big difference. So what is the ultimate outcome at this point of time? 5.5 million loan. These are 5.5 million families. If you multiply by 6, this becomes 30 million people in Pakistan. We don't claim that we have been able to eradicate poverty or make these 5.5 million families rich, prosperous, but at least we have been able to prove that they are not alone in their struggle against poverty. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the most important, that will make people believe that they are not alone. Usually we listen that there are two types of Pakistans, rich Pakistan and poor Pakistan. We are a bridge between rich and poor Pakistan. We are a conduit. We are an instrument through which those who, like Ansars, are keen to follow the tradition of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and reach those poor who are like us, who have their own dreams, but only because of paucity of resources, they are unable to accomplish their dreams and unable to send their children to schools. 185 billion rupees have been disbursed. The most astonishing thing is that the recovery percentage is 99.9. Usually we say that poor are not trustworthy, they are not creditworthy, they are not bankworthy. But who are these people? Usually we see on media a picture of Pakistan where we all get frustrated and depressed. But who are these people who believe in hard work, who don't extend their hands, who don't believe in charity or doles? They work hard, they earn money, and then they return that. So this proves two things: that we are a society where there are plenty of philanthropists who believe in giving, and we are a society where the poor are not thieves. They are hardworking and trustworthy people who return the money. We have more than 850 offices throughout Pakistan. From the mountains of Himalaya, Hindu Kush, and Karakoram to the shores of Arabian Sea in every province. We work in war-torn areas, tribal areas, and we work in flood-affected areas, the 55 districts where havoc has been created during these decent rains. 58% of the loans are utilized by male, 42% loans are utilized by female. Currently, we have 700,000 active loans, and outstanding loan portfolio is more than 30 billion. 4,000 plus employees. We have 4 or 5 different principles. I'm sure all of you know about microfinance. Microfinance is provision of financial services to the poor. Credit, saving, insurance, leasing, transfer of money. So these services are provided to the poor people without any collateral. But the difference between Akhuwat and conventional microfinance is that we don't charge any operational fee and we don't charge any financial cost, which is riba. We have 5 principles. Number 1 is that we don't charge any riba. Number 2, we utilize religious places, mosque, church, temple as seat of intermediation. Why mosques? Because mosques were seat of governance in Muslim society. Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, while sitting in the mosque, gave education, met international delegations, was a teacher, was a judge, was an administrator. So I am a student of development. And I know that development can only take place if it is linked with indigenous institutions, with your own tradition. So mosque or temple or church, we utilize these as our offices. It brings efficiency, it brings transparency, it brings participation, it brings the rule of law, it brings interfaith harmony. And it brings non-discrimination. Number 3, that is the volunteerism. Our organization is a fine blend of necessary compensation and volunteerism. The employees are paid according to the market salary, but there are plenty of volunteers who offer their services free of cost. Number 4, it's a very important principle of our whole paradigm of mawakhat. When we give loan to somebody, we tell him that, okay, look, you are getting a loan because somebody has given it to you. But we in you don't see a taker of a loan. We see in you a giver. And we believe that one day when you will come out of poverty, you will also become a donor who will give this interest-free loan to somebody else. So we are creating a virtuous cycle opposite to the vicious cycle. And you will be again amazed to know that 60% of our borders have become our donors. The people who run very small businesses, they have given us during the last financial year, maybe around $2 million has been used. So that $2 million has again become the part of that revolving fund, which we have created through generosity of people like you. And then obviously non-discrimination on the basis of any caste, color, creed, religion, or politics. So these are 4 or 5 basic principles, and these make us distinct from the conventional microfinance. If you allow me to say a verse of Allama Iqbal, अपनी मिल्लत पर कयास अक़वाम मगरब से न कर, खास है तरकीब में कौम रसूल हाशमी. We are different. Akhuwat is not the extension of a market economy or the capitalistic system. This is purely derived on the Islamic Sharia compliant financial principles. So this is a very briefly the scorecard. Now, how this model works, this is very interesting because most of you work in financial industry. Akhuwat's model of inclusive finance. You know, we all want to build an inclusive society. A society where there is social inclusion, political inclusion, financial inclusion. This is how we see that a financial inclusion model of Islam. Starting from the bottom, these numbers are not, they are just arbitrary numbers. So if in a city or in a country, there are about 10% people who are eligible for zakat, widows, senior citizens, persons with disabilities, physically handicapped, who are economically inactive, who can't do any business, who can't earn their money. So this financial inclusion will come through zakat. And then another group of 20% people, maybe it may be 20%, 30%, 25%. These are able-bodied people, they should not be given zakat. They shouldn't be made non-productive partners of society, they should work hard. So here is where Akhuwat has played its role. We go to these 20% who are financially excluded, who are disadvantaged, who are marginalized, who don't have anything to offer as a collateral. We give them loan and don't charge anything because we want that all the fruits of their labor should go to them. So this is our niche, Akhuwat's niche. Then again, 40%, these should be given Sharia compliant microfinance services, Murabiha, Musharika, Salam, many other things, so that a sustainable mechanism of financial intermediation could be materialized. Then top 30%, they can take care of their own. They have enough money to offer as collateral, so they can go to anywhere. So this is after 10, 15 years of action research that we were able to develop a model that if you want to ensure that the poor people are able to access to all financial services, microfinance, as I have mentioned, is the combination of 4 or 5 services: microcredit, micro saving, micro insurance, micro leasing. So these 10% people who are at the bottom, zakat, then Qarz Hasan, then Sharia compliant microfinance services, and then, of course, the rich people. And you are seeing that we have, connected top 30 to the bottom 30. That means the richer are responsible through that bond of solidarity or mawakhat to help these 30% population who lack financial resources. These 40% can take care of themselves. And ultimate objective is that how we move 10% to the next segment of 20% and 20% to the next segment of 30%, 40%. This upward mobilization is the ultimate objective of financial inclusion. So this is a brief description. Now, how this model works. Donations by philanthropy, civil society, and government. The money comes from the different sections of society, the Ansars. You can also include state in it as well. This results in a revolving credit pool, the money which will be utilized as loans. Part of that is also donated to the operational fund. How does it work? For example, if you give 100 rupees as a donation in this revolving pool, we will take 10% of this and put it in operational pool and meet our expenses. What will happen next year? 90 rupees which we had given will again come back. We will deduct 10% as operational pool and give another loan of 80 rupees. What will happen in third year? That 80% will come because recovery percentage is 99.9. So we will give 70 rupees to a new borrower and keep 10 rupees as operational pool. Now the question arises that you will say that after 10 years, this 100 rupees will become zero. But this doesn't happen. This is the point of faith, because we believe that you will not stop giving 100 rupees. Rather, every year you will give, you would like to give that 100 rupees to help somebody else. If you don't give, somebody else will come and step in your shoes. So after 10 years, those 100 rupees will not become zero, it will become 1,000. The evidence is in front of you. The program started with 10,000 rupees, has reached almost 200 billion rupees. So oftentimes I have been asked this question. I was asked this question in Harvard, I was asked this question in Oxford, that what will happen if people stop giving? It's difficult for me to convince them that this will never happen. This will never happen because when we started this program, we had two assumptions in front of us. Assumption number one was that people are willing to give. And assumption number two was that the poor are not thieves. Once they are trusted, they will give back the money. These were the two assumptions in the beginning of the program. But after 20 years, these two assumptions have attained the status of universal principles. Because starting from 10,000 rupees or $100 and reaching 1,000 million US dollars speaks the truth of the first assumption, and keeping the recovery at 99% speaks of the truth of the second assumption. Hence, this operates system from the revolving pool, the money goes to the borrower. Borrower utilizes the loan. And these are, by the way, all productive loans, business loans, ranging from 10,000 rupees to 100,000 rupees. Then obviously there is reduction in poverty and improvement in the quality of life. The borrower returns the money back to the credit pool to be disbursed to somebody else. And at the same time, the same borrower also gives 1 rupee a day. Not coercion, no condition. But he wants that his name should be written in the list of givers. So this is how, as I mentioned, that around 2 million US dollars donations have been given by these poor people. So next. Nothing? So let me conclude here. I will show you a little more about the educational program. But as far as this microfinance is concerned, this is a very brief overview. The philosophy I have given you, the vision I have given you, the methodology I have explained, the success of the program I have mentioned. And I would like to reiterate that this is first time in the history that this common practice of Qarz Hasan has become so big on a big scale. You know, we haven't done something extraordinary or nothing new. We have just institutionalized the individual practice of Qarz Hasan. So our message with respect to financial inclusion is that we don't insist that you become a donor of Akhuwat. Absolutely not. We just want you to start your own Akhuwat. We just want you that in the tradition of Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, you just adopt one family. You just establish a bond of mawakhat or solidarity with one family. Your friend's family, your poor relative, somebody back in your village, in your city. And our message is that once those 50% who are haves have been able to enter into that bond of love, we have a possibility of reducing poverty even without the help of state. So we are flag bearers of the spirit of Mawakhat, the message of Mawakhat. And at the same time, we have experimented it and presented you in form of a model. So you can do Mawakhat as an individual. You can join hands with the Akhuwat, or we will be very happy to offer all assistance. Whatever we have done, manuals, documents, procedures, systems, MIS. Anybody who would like to start this program, we will be more than happy to support. Most of the people ask us this, whether it is possible in some other country. Yes, it is possible in every country. Only 2 conditions are needed. One, people who believe in giving. And number 2, the people who are not beggars, who are economically active, and who are willing to return. So whatever country, whatever society, whatever religion, wherever these 2 basic conditions are prevalent, a program like Akhuwat can be started. Banks have introduced so many products, current, savings. So why can't we introduce a lending product which works on the principles of current product, say instead of giving some profit. So we need the support of bankers, financial experts, researchers who can help us further refine this model. Currently, we offer three kinds of products. Number one is the enterprise loans. Number two, agricultural loans. Number three, housing loans. We have built 35,000 houses in Pakistan. And you will be amazed to know that after these rains, government is still conducting surveys to identify home to help or home not to help. And we have built 2,500 homes through these loans. Those people don't need millions of rupees to build their home. They just need 100,000 to 300,000 rupees. And we have 3-4 days ago, our figures were 2,600 and we have dispersed more than 50 crore, ₹500 million rupees to these people. And majority of them have started living. So in agriculture, in housing, in enterprise loans, these are different products. So that's the brief story. कल भी मैंने एक शेर सुनाया था, आज फिर सुना देता हूँ। वो जो कहा किसी के रह रवे राह मोहब्बत का खुदा हाफिज है, इसमें दो चार बहुत सख्त मुकाम आते हैं. But this journey was not without hiccups, without issues, without challenges, without problems. Many uphill tasks. But the result is in front of you. The journey of the mountain starts with the first step. Had that lady not asked for an interest-free loan, had that lady not given back that $100, and had that lady on that beautiful morning not given me a message that don't put this money back in your pocket, it is a blessed money. It is given with sincerity. Give it to somebody else. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are some moments which become history. So, the credit of success of the whole program goes to the idea and to that poor lady who inspired us. That's it. Any questions? Then I will, very 5 to 10 minutes, I will narrate the second chapter that deals with education. We have built a university and we say that if loan can be given without interest, then education should be given without fee. That's also a very revolutionary concept, and I will very briefly like to tell you about that. Please. Sir, you raised your hand.
First of all, I want to congratulate you and your team, of course, for this success. I just wonder whether you have any tenor restriction when you give those loans and amount restriction, and what type of problems you face, because unfortunately, our world is not as we are expecting.
Yeah.
And some people might try to cheat or some other stuff. So I'm sure you have faced some challenges at early stages, especially. I
Yes.
just want to hear what.
First of all, the tenor, it ranges from 6 months to 3 years. Number two is the range. For business, it is from 10,000 rupees to 100,000 rupees. If you want me to tell you in dollars, so it is around $500, $400, the upper limit. But in housing, it is 2 million rupees. That is much bigger. So the tenor I have told you, the range I have told you, the issues, the challenges. Would you believe there was not a single issue from the borrowers? They were always forthcoming. They were always, exceptions are there. But 99% cases, no issue, no challenge, no denial from our borrowers. The challenge was security, law and order, human resources on our part, scarcity of financial resources, tremendous need. You know, our active borrowers are around 700,000, but in Pakistan, there are 20 million people who use financial services. So this is a big challenge. Small is beautiful, but large is necessary. So reaching that point. And then some kind of political instability. So these are different issues. We are working in war-torn areas at the border of Pakistan and Afghanistan. You can imagine the situation. We are working in the minus 50-degree temperature. We are working in the Karakoram and Himalayas and Gilgit and Baltistan. We are working in the deserts of Sindh. On one extreme, it is minus 50, and on other extreme, it is 50. In Sindh, majority Hindu population resides, and they call Akhuwat, not as Akhuwat, they call it Bhagwan Bank, because they say that it is only Bhagwan who can give an interest-free loan. So there are different kind of issues. But you know, Akhuwat was an action research. In the beginning, we had no model in front of us. We had to redesign everything. We have to, you know, absolutely different from conventional microfinance. So it was an action research. We were committing mistakes, we were improving. Then again, it's just like a dialectical process. You are improving and then further improving and further improving. These are your three questions. Sir.
Doctor, thank you so much for your enlightening presentation. It was very brief. That means it encompasses all the activities which you and your organization are doing. Very impressive record. Just would like to know, how with 4,000 people and staff, how you are managing your operational expenses, number one. And number two, like I was involved in the OPP or OP pilot project in Karachi. So, this, with the giving of the loans, some sort of a technical support was also provided to the people who would like to initiate some business, that how they have to manage their funds and how they have to spend, and what sort of activities they need to do for managing the accounts plus making the profits. So such activities, I'm sure, must be there, and a little bit elaboration on that.
As this chart shows you, that part of the donation is transferred to the operational fund. I just gave you a rough figures of 10%. Generally, our cost is around 8%. And the cost of conventional microfinance is much higher. 20%, 30%, 40%, 70%. So we don't want to burden the borrower. So we take the responsibility because we have said that you are our brother, you are our sister. We are not doing business with you. We are not industry. We are here to follow a tradition. And poverty cannot be eliminated by doing business with the poor people. Poverty can only be eliminated by entering in a bond of solidarity with them. So whatever you give, part of that will go to the operational poor. Though riba is only the financial cost, we can charge this operational cost from our borrowers. It is permissible under the Sharia. But still we want that whatever they earn should go to them. Isn't it sufficient that they are returning 100%? And then when we say of brotherhood or sisterhood, you give your sister 100 rupees or $100 or 100,000, you will not ask for anything more. So we are trying to create an environment of love and compassion and equity. In this materialistic world, this is something unique. This knocks at the hearts of the people. The people who give, they give more. The people who return, they don't receive. So this is how we eat our resources.
But in the training and the
Training, there are two types of people. Number one, who are semi-skilled. Number two, who are fully skilled. And number three, who don't have any skill. So you will be happy to know that majority of the people are either semi-skilled or already skilled. Plumber, electrician, somebody making furniture, somebody tailors, hairdresser, beautician, agriculture, livestock. So no refined type of a training is needed over here. So as a first step, we find those people who are already trained. And if they are not trained, then we don't give them training. We either send them to our borrower, who gives him free training, or we send him to some government institution like TEPTA, PVTC, where they get training. Our nation, our focus is exclusively on financial intermediation. We don't go in train because we already have sufficient pool of people who are trained. Yes, moral and social training we give. We teach them 5 principles that keep environment clean, obey the local laws, educate your children, plant a tree every year, and then become a borrower, or become a donor from a borrower. So that kind of ethical and moral training, that is the necessary and essential agenda of the whole Mawakhat paradigm. But this practical training is not our forte.
Sir, you have 865 branches in all of us. But if anyone wants to contact with Akhuwat and in a city where you don't have any branch, how they can approach you?
For that, we will have to contact you. Please give us some money. We will open a branch in that city. 863 branches, 400 cities. As I mentioned, that Pakistan needs 20 million people needs financial services, and we are currently around 700,000, or say 1 million. So we have to cover a lot of areas. But in microfinance, the problem is that while sitting in Lahore, you can't give a loan in Sargodha, because these are small loans. You have to work in a specific geographical area. So far, we have been able to reach these 400 cities. But yes, we have not been able to serve 4,000 cities in Pakistan, like we say, or villages in Pakistan. So that is where the financial resources come. The more money this nation will come, we will give. The same question was asked by an American professor, that With this pace, you will take 100 years to reach the entire population. So I replied with all humility that this question which you have asked me, that this will take you 100 years to reach all the poor, in fact, is not addressed to me. This question is addressed to the nation of Pakistan, to the rich of Pakistan, to the haves of Pakistan. You know, the original concept I have given you, the 50% haves and 50% have-nots. This is our failure that we have been able to reach only 25,000 people who are our donors. So why I am here? I'm just trying to share the story with this hope that you will create your own mawakhat, your own Akhuwat, or you will become our partners. So there are two ways to expand. Number one, more donors, individual donors, corporate donors, and number two, state. If state decides to give us 1,000 billion rupees, which is nothing, in 3, 4, 5 years, even if it decides to give us 100 billion rupees, the state gives 300 billion rupees through Benazir Income Support Program, which never comes back. So if it gives half of it, 1/3 of it, and converts it into a revolving fund, so we can answer your question. So this is a combination of civil society and resources provided by the state. You know, what do you expect from an NGO or a civil society organization? A civil society organization creates a model through organic research, as you have mentioned, Orangi and Comela and many other things. But that model is taken to scale either by private sector or by public sector. So I wish I can take your question and tell to the Prime Minister that give us some money. We will. Prime Minister Imran Khan, when he came to the park, so I gave him a presentation and said that give me 1 billion rupees. You have come with an agenda of building 5 million houses. Give us 100 billion rupees and take back that 100 billion rupees after 5 years. We will give you 1 million houses. Yes, the entire money, because we have built 35,000 houses just by 7 billion rupees and 100% recovery even during COVID. So we offered him that you give us 100 billion and take 100 billion back after 7 years. We will give these as loans and there will be no operational expense from state, because here we will use the other model. The cost of operations will be given by the borrower, Sharia compliant. And he wanted to give us 100 billion, but his advisor said, no, it's too big amount, give them 5 billion rupees. Just test them. They gave us 5 billion rupees. And that 5 billion we have revolved and built around 12,000 houses. The entire banking industry in Pakistan during last 3 years has not built more than 1,000 houses. I'm saying build, but I should say that they haven't given loans. They have given loans to 1,000 houses. Whether those have been completed or not, I'm not sure. But we have built around 15,000 houses from this money, which government entered into contact with us. Current government is also keen to start this program, which has been temporarily suspended, but we hope that it will be
I have a question, and
Sir.
it came out of what you mentioned about Lahore and Sargodha. I fully understand that microfinance needs personal interaction.
Yes.
That is correct. But at the same time, I'm sure that you must be thinking on the ground that after first or second cycle, that a level of confidence and obviously the training exists. So, is it anything in plan to introduce fintech to make the operational efficiency like improve in that aspect, particularly for second or third cycle onward, so that you don't need to increase the operational cost to that level to increase the operation. You must keep some these down.
Well, I'm happy to know, sir, that in Balochistan, our operations are cashless and paperless. The most difficult area we started that it will be cashless and paperless.
It's cash model or something like this, or
Just through this, we have created an app, and all the appraisal is done on this phone, and the money is transferred through banks, and no physical handling of the money. So we are thinking on fintech, and that's why our the ratio of loan officers and borrower ratio is increasing. In the beginning, when there was a personal touch, physical interaction and interface, there used to be 200 to 300 borrowers per loan officer, but now it has increased to 600 because of the use of technology. But there will have to be some kind of personal interaction, because microfinance without engagement, how can we tell them that this is the agenda, this is Mawaqat, this is how you can become a donor? So that kind of interaction can be minimized, but this has to be there. So it will be a fine blend of technology.
Yeah. Just to repeat, but that is very good ratio that
We're increasing it, yes. Yes.
So it means that the interaction is still there, but the ratio has
Ratio has increased.
For sure has gone down.
So, sir, very briefly, I will show you one or two small videos. I would like to tell you something about the university, which we have another idea. As I mentioned that if loans can be given without interest, the education should be given without fee. Those who are rich, they can pay their fee of their children. So this is the university. Let's see first this. Awaz is clear.
I think it should. Okay. No, it's not going there. Don't know basically how to operate this. Not sure.
वहां पर तो आता है
Yeah, another video.
लो बट आवाज नहीं आएगी तो फायदा नहीं I think I will explain it. Yeah, or
We can restart.
इसको फुल करो। चलो कुछ गुजारा हो गया। Very briefly, sir, this is the institution where we have 15% students from each province. It's a residential institution. First year, second year, intermediate, and then undergrad is economics, computer science, and English literature and hospitality management, 4 undergraduate courses. Currently, we are affiliated with Punjab University, but we are soon going for an independent charter. Everything is free: food, clothes, books, stationery, copy, residential. Everything is free. But we don't say that this is free. We don't compromise the self-respect of our students. We tell them that you will pay today, you will study today, but you will pay your fees after 20 years, so that somebody else could also be educated. So these are extremely poor students, but brilliant students from all 4 provinces: AJK, Gilgit-Baltistan, FATA, and 15%, as you told, we have a one room where there are, it's a dormitory, where there are 4 beds. One student is from Sindh, one student from Balochistan, one student from Punjab, one student from KP. So there is kind of national integration as well. This is a residential institution. All the students are compulsorily have to live in the institution, because we believe in imparting education and also believe in giving training. So this is our succession plan, because people ask that how this philosophy of Mawakhat will move ahead. So we are preparing 10, 20, 30,000 students fully immersed in this philosophy, and we are transferring our vision to them. There is a separate campus for girls that is in Chakwal, 50 acres of land. And this is also around 50 acres of land situated in Kasur. We have one in Karachi campus and one in Hyderabad. So the principle is same, that we don't sell education, because we see that education is not a saleable or a purchasable commodity. So we educate them for the future. They are the change makers. They will be the, leaders of future, and we fully believe that they will be again the torch bearer and flag bearer of the philosophy of Mawakhat. So this building which you have seen has been built by around 2 billion rupees. not a single penny from state. We launched a movement that buy a brick and build a university. So our architect said that first phase will be needing ₹500 million, 50 crore rupees. We divided that 50 crore by 1,000. The answer was 500,000. So we sold 500,000 bricks, each brick notionally for 1,000 rupees. Somebody purchased one brick, some 10, somebody 100 bricks. That's how we collected this money. So one more small incident, that the best brick was purchased by a lady of 70 years old. She rang me. She said that I come from Rajanpur, and through media I have come to know that you are building a university for the students, poor students who will not pay fee, who will pay fee after 10 years, 20 years. I also want to become your partner. And I'm told that you are selling each brick at a rate of 1,000 rupees. I am a poor lady, poor woman. I don't have 1,000 rupees. I have 500 rupees. Can I purchase half a brick? So there are many people who have purchased half brick. So we have made a wall of founders where names of everybody who has even purchased one brick is written. So that wall of brick, I think at least one brick is waiting you to write your name. So that will be a great support to us. So this is education, because we believe that microfinance is the solution for immediate poverty. But ultimate salvation of a nation lies in higher education. And thousands and thousands of brilliant students who have great intellect, they are denied higher education because of cost. This is a very small effort, an island of virtue. We can't say that all those hundreds and thousands of students can be given education over here, but at least it is better to lit one candle than to complain about the darkness. So this is Akhuwat University. I request all of you that whenever you come to Pakistan, please visit this university. This will give you a new horizon, a new leadership emerging, because we fully believe in training, tarbiyat जिसे हम कहते हैं. And the four principles of university are Iman, Ihsan, Ikhlas, and Infaq. So these four, when get together, become a Akhuwat, and that is the way we can please Allah. Thank you very much.
Please.
Michael.
So thank you very much for amazing and inspiring uh, story of Akhuwat. And we all have enjoyed, and hopefully all of us will try to contribute our share, inshallah. Yes.
I'm sorry, I did not come again. But yesterday there were two people who were discussing how can they contribute. So I just gave them an idea that we can make a group of people, friends of Akhuwat Bahrain. And we can build one classroom in Akhuwat University. And write that this room has been built by the friends of Akhuwat from Bahrain. And it doesn't need much money, around 5 million to 7 million rupees, or 10 million if you want to build a, laboratory. So if 50 or 100 people can join that group, and each gives 100,000 rupees. So that will be a room built by Pakistani in Bahrain. And we will make a plaque and ask His Excellency to unveil that plaque for all of you and advertise it. So 30 to 40 people yesterday promised that they are willing to give 100,000. One said that I will be able to give 200,000. So it's not a big amount, because in Pakistan we have given this target to different cities. For example, Sahiwal or Sargodha, they built one room. So this is how we are building it. So maybe even one person can build in the name of their parents, which is Sadaqah Jariyah. So this is little suggestion, as you mentioned, that you will be supporting, that we can permanently Sadaqah Jariyah के तौर पर कमरा बना सकते, जो याद कराएगा दुनिया को कुछ रहेगा, जो पाकिस्तानी है मुझे अपने इसके हालात से ठीक है सब. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There is a book, Akhuwat Ka Safar, placed there on this table. If anyone wants to pick up their copy, they can take it. It is free from Dr. Sir. It's a gift from Dr. Sir. There was one amazing story which Dr. Sir has not told us because of the timing. And I would like to briefly explain that they have one talk shop in their college. In all the colleges, or there is some in every college. And in that talk shop, there is no person, there is no shopkeeper. All the goods are placed in the talk shop, and anyone can pick up the goods whichever he wants, and can give the money which is priced on that item. So, and amazingly, I have seen one video of Dr. Sir that no one is cheating them. There is no camera, even there is no camera. Basically, this is a part of the training of the students, that they have to be honest with the society. Now I would like to, we have some questions. Is that book is available in PDF or just the hard copies? Okay.
They can go to our website.
Right. So you guys can go to the website and can download your copy. Someone is asking for your email ID. I think it can be given. On the Akhuwat website, it is available.
www.akhuwat.org. और email address भी बता दो amjadsakib1@gmail.
Right.
One digit.
amjadsakib1@gmail.com is their direct email ID. Is his direct email ID.
We will share with all who have registered the David, we will send them. a link.
Send it to everyone.
Yeah, we will send it to.
Now I will call some organizers for note of thanks and concluding remarks. First, I would like to call our Overseas Committee's Chair, Ms. Hina Osmani. She's a fellow member of ICAP, possessing over 30 years of combined industry and professional experience. She has served over 12 years at senior management level position.
She's not, she, right, but online she is not.
She is offline this time, so sorry. Next, I would like to call Mr. Umar Mustafa Ansari, Secretary General, IOFI. Previously was a partner assurance and head of Islamic finance at Ernst & Young, Fort Road, Siddharth Heather, a member firm of EY. He's a fellow member of ICAP. Umar's key areas of expertise include assurance and advisory services to Islamic financial institutions, including Islamic accounting advisory, audits, Sharia audits, corporate finance advisory, structuring of Sharia compliant transactions, accounting and financial reporting. He has contributed several articles in various newspapers and journals, and he is also a regular trainer and speaker on various forums on topics related to Islamic finance. Please welcome Mr. Umar.
But he is part of Akhuwat. It's not me saying.
He's also
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Respectable Dr. Amjad Saqib Sahab, Honorable Ambassador of Pakistan in Bahrain, Ayub Sahab, our Pakistan Club President, Hamza, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Saab. You mentioned this thing, and I would say that I have three hats here. As AOFI, we are so proud that we invited Dr. Saab for the whole visit, and thanks to him that he agreed to come here and he agreed to have this event with us today as Bahrain chapter, and being a member of ICAP member of Bahrain chapter. This is my second hat, and the third hat is he's so kind that he called me his friend. And old friend, I'm not that old like him, but I would say I'm a fan and I want to be a follower. It's kind of him that he calls me a friend, but thanks to him. There are so many things to say. I would like to say only one thing. You know, there are times when people are getting into they are feeling hopeless about Pakistan. There are so many people in my friends, my family, who feel hopeless about Pakistan now. But I would say that Dr. Saab is one of the reasons that I fully believe in Pakistan, and I have full hope for Pakistan that inshallah it will come back to prominence again. We will come back to our right path again, inshallah. And we, alhamdulillah, still have so examples. Akhuwat is one of the examples, but we have so many other examples. You can see Indus, you can see Selani, you can see Al Khidmat, you can see so many of the institutions that are actually building a hope in Pakistan. And actually, Salim Kausar said that तुम्हें इन मौसमों की क्या खबर मिलती अगर हम भी घुटन के खौफ से आबो हवा तब्दील कर लेते. The Dr. Saab is one of the people who are actually not changing his environment, like by moving away from the environment. Rather, he's the one who is changing the environment around him. So I'm so much proud of you, sir. And one last thing, that when his name was nominated for the Nobel Prize, I dropped him a message. He might have received hundreds of messages. I'm not sure whether he recalls my message or not. I said, it's possible that you don't get the Nobel Prize because there are so many factors behind that, and we know there are so many influences behind that. But the real prize that inshallah he will get is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we all pray for his health, his success of his organization. And thanks to all of you. Thank you very much. Family.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to call Engineer Rehan Ahmed. He's the chairman of Pakistan Club Bahrain since 2017. He's ex-chairman and founding member of Institution of Engineers Pakistan Bahrain chapter. He's an environmental and civil engineer having over 40 years of professional experience working at the Supreme Council of Environment Bahrain for the last 24 years. He's also an author of 2 publications and a number of papers and articles on environment and waste management. Please welcome Rehan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, His Excellency, honorable guests, and Dr. Saab. What an honor for us, for me personally, and for all of us to have you here with us in Bahrain. And we look forward that you'll be coming, inshallah, in future also. And whatever support and participation we can provide, or we will be giving, inshallah, it will be with you. You are an icon for the country. And as our dear friend mentioned, of course, it enhances our hope into our future generation and all that good work, which people like you are doing for the country and for the people. So, sir, it's I think it's the barakah because you started with the concept of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So I'm sure that something which is started with that name cannot come down or cannot be reduced. So on our behalf, we are always with you, and inshallah, you are given a good suggestion of forming a chapter or friends for Akhuwat. Inshallah, I think we all work, all other organizations who are here in Bahrain, we will be working with that under the umbrella of the embassy, and our support will be there with you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, I would like to request His Excellency to please come on the stage and give a shield to Dr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, audience. And please come on the stage for the group photo. And our online participants can please go offline. Thank you very much for your participation. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.